GOP Chairman Ron Johnson coming just days after a terrifying ISIS plot to assassinate British Prime Minister Theresa May was thwarted. So how is the Trump administration addressing the evolving terror threat here at home? Here now to weigh in is former U.S. Army Special Forces operator and the president of Security Studies Group, Jim Hanson. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. Always great to have you here.
Good to be with you, Heather.
So the foiled plot to assassinate Theresa May, what does that point out to you in terms of terrorist groups and what they're planning?
Well, they're not aiming low. I mean, if they're trying to actually take out the British Prime Minister, that's an amazingly powerful message. We all need to be very vigilant. I think what's scary is there are tens of thousands of people on the British terror watch lists. And sadly, those are really the least competent terrorists by managing to get themselves flagged before they've done anything. So they're going to have a difficulty of sorting through that, determining which are the real threats, and then being able to take action, which they did in this case before a terrorist incident occurs.
Yeah, the two suspects named were 20 and 21 years old from London and Birmingham. The Pentagon yesterday also announced that top leaders from al-Qaeda and the Taliban had been killed by U.S. forces. What do you know about that?
I think we're constantly trying to take out al-Qaeda and Taliban members or ISIS members or anyone we can identify around the world. Best place to kill them is overseas. However, it's important to note the Supreme Court just upheld President Trump's travel ban, which is a vital tool to allow the president to stop these terrorists from coming to the United States. We can't have liberal activist judges pretending to be our national security apparatus and fighting President Trump and trying to keep us safe. So that's a step in the right direction, giving him the tools he needs.
Jim, in terms of the information that we receive in the media, information that's released to the public, I would assume that that's released for a reason. And why do you think this information has been released right now?
I think what President Trump and the rest of our national security team is doing is sending a message to the terrorists, saying, don't come here. We take this serious. We are not, A, going to allow you in here, B, we are going to scrutinize people here who may be potential terrorists before they conduct an attack. You know, as you reported earlier, Omar Mateen, the Pulse nightclub in Orlando shooter who killed 49 people, his wife's going on trial for failing to report his plans. He had been radicalized by hearing that the penalty for homosexuality is death in mosques and in online teachings. That's something we have to keep an eye on. Who's trying to give these people rationale to kill in their Islamist belief?
Yeah, and then you also point out activist judges then injecting, their partisan political views.
They have no reason to be doing that. Their job is to decide whether the president's actions were following the law. It is obvious that President Trump, under both the Constitution and existing law, can stop anyone he deems a security threat from entering the United States. Just because some guy in Hawaii has decided he doesn't think the president is doing this for a reason he likes, he has no right to beat the separation of powers in the Constitution and stop the president from keeping all of us safe.
Yeah. All right. That's a great way to end it there. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate your insight as always. And you know firsthand what it takes to beat these terrorists. Appreciate it.